So what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Flex Luthor. So at the end of 2016, Childish Gambino released his album, Awaken My Love. Now this album is fire. I personally had this album in rotation for months after its release. However, the most popular song on the album, Redbone, definitely stands out to me lyrically. Now on first listen, this is kind of a song about a dude who is being cheated on. I think most of us can agree on that. But if you listen closely, the lyrics give off a very noticeable simp vibe. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about how if you really break down the lyrics, Redbone is an inside look on how simps are born. So before we jump into this, do me a solid and go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. So let's define what a simp is. Now I know most of you watching this video know full on well what a simp is, but some of you watching this video are simps and you don't know it. So let's define the term that I'm gonna be using throughout this video. Simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. Basically, being so desperate for a woman's attention, you'll do anything she demands, especially things that make you uncomfortable. To be clear, respecting women does not make you a simp. However, disrespecting yourself for a woman does. If you have no deal breakers when dealing with women, or all your deal breakers go out the window for a particular woman, you're simping. And that's exactly what happens to Childish Gambino on Redbone. The song starts with Gambino's awakening to the notion that his Redbone hasn't been faithful. Daylight. I wake up feeling like you won't play right. I used to know, but now that shit don't feel right. It made me put away my pride. Here he's saying that he's come to the realization that she's been cheating. He used to not question her loyalty, but now he realizes something is amiss and it's making him question his worth as a man. The fact that he says she won't play right points to the idea that there is an expectation of monogamy. So this isn't just two people who are friends with benefits and now Gambino's tripping because he wants more. And this is further supported by the notion that he is now insecure as it made him put away his pride. So before this daylight or awakening, Gambino was under the impression that they were in a typical monogamous relationship. So at this point, he's not a simp, he's simply pointing out what he sees. It's important to establish that because the song goes on to document his descent into total simpage. After his realization, Gambino goes on to reflect on the trials he was put through to even get to this point in the current relationship. He says, so long. You made a nigga wait for some so long. You make it hard for a boy like that to go on. So she made him wait for sex for an amount of time that he found to be way too long. Now I think I should point out that unless you're on some religious type stuff, waiting for sex is always a bad idea. Like always. If you're ready for something to be physical and your partner is not, there needs to be no expectation of exclusivity, or you need to be perfectly okay with not having sex, or just walk away, bro. And when I say be okay with waiting, I mean really good with it, not just willing to tolerate it. The fact that he even brings this up is proof that he wasn't okay with it, but did it anyway. So he basically did something that he's uncomfortable with for a woman. Now, that in and of itself is not simping, but at this point, he's getting dangerously close. So she made him wait for goods that she then turned around and gave to other dudes without the waiting period, while still being in a relationship. I think the homie Future best describes where this woman belongs.
She belongs to the streets.
So imagine this with me for a second, fellas. After you just find out you're being cheated on by a woman who made you wait an incredibly long time for sex and has now made you question your own worth as a man, do you A, leave shorty alone, or B, say that you wish that you can make this mine? Now this is a moment of truth. If you choose A, you're just a guy who was played for a fool. And everybody gets played for a fool sometime. But if you choose B, congratulations, you played yourself. You're a full-on simp. And this is how simps are born. Again, This is not some open relationship, or he's not one of those dudes who don't mind his partner being sexually active with other people. The pre-chorus and the hook really detail the depths of the simp vibe. He says, if you want it, you can have it. If you need it, we can make it. If you want it, you can have it. So like after all that, he's still willing to make it work. Now you might be tempted to say, well, Flex, not everybody is willing to throw away their relationship just because their girl cheated. To which I'd respond by looking at you like, but fine. Even if you accept that, the simp levels displayed on that memorable hook can't be denied. The hook goes, but stay woke, creeping. They gon' find you, gon' catch you sleeping. Now stay woke, creeping. Don't you close your eyes, huh? This dude really out here saying, we can make this work, but you need to be aware that these dudes are trying to make you cheat on me. Bruh, what part of the game is that? He is shifting responsibility for her actions onto the dudes she's smashing. The dude on this chorus is the type to call someone up and say, stop sleeping with my girl, dog. Yuck. So the second verse starts and you're thinking, okay, maybe he'll snap out of this. He says, too late. You want to make it right, but now it's too late. Okay, so maybe he has developed some type of spine. Now he's putting his foot down and setting boundaries. Nope. He then says, my peanut butter chocolate cake with Kool-Aid. I'm trying not to waste my time. Bruh. This reeks of someone who is addicted. He says he doesn't want to waste his time, but is clearly okay wasting his time. So how are simps born? Simps are born whenever a man is met with massive disrespect from a woman and is still interested in being in her life. Usually in relationships, there's a give and take. No one is perfect, and I'm not asserting that whenever a woman does something you don't like, you're a simp for forgiving her and moving past it. But neglecting to set boundaries makes it so it's only a matter of time before you've forgotten who you are and living only for the benefit of someone else. Usually that someone is a person that doesn't deserve it. As of this recording, Redbone is 5 times platinum in the US. It's a song many of us can relate to. At one point or another, many of us have played the part of the simp. I mean, not me though, but you get my point. On top of that, the phrase stay woke can be used in a variety of ways, especially those of a socio-political nature. You can sing this hook and interpret it a bunch of different ways, which makes the replayability of this song phenomenal. But in closing, if you're one of those men who find that you're currently in a situation where your boundaries are being tested with the woman you're dealing with, my advice to you is, now stay woke. So what do you think? Is the simp vibe really noticeable to you on this song? Have you ever played the part of the simp? Did it work out for you? Well, of course it didn't work out. What kind of stupid question is that? But how bad was it? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, until next time, peace.